let's talk a little bit about where we are right now. There's been a lot of talk around Casey alluded to the Evergreen ship that was blocking the Suez and is now finally unblocked. But there's a lot more behind it than just a ship. If you look at our inventory to sales ratio as a country, inventory to sales ratios are about as tight as they've been in recent history. So to put it in perspective, in 2015 through 2019, it hovered around a ratio of 1.4. Now it's down around 1.25. So things are pretty tight. So are we at risk of a disruption? Where do you guys think we are now? Casey, maybe you want to comment first. Where are we?
Yeah, I think we're still at risk, Ben. I'm looking at, like I said at the beginning, we touch a lot of different parts of the supply chain, and it's more interconnected, I think, than some people believe. We do activities within the freight world, as well as fulfillment related activities, and also small parcel. And right now, my head of my freight organization that identifies the pressures and the pricing pressures in that market. He sends out a weekly report. I just got it today, and it said that our tenders, both rejected and tenders accepted in the brokerage space in the U.S. currently from the prior week, are at the same levels that they were at during peak of 2020. So our freight is still right at that same capacity that created and helped to cause Shipageddon. We're shipping vaccines all over the country. Again, one of the reasons why we were close up against it during peak was that we were also moving all those vaccines. So anything right now could cause the domino effect. I know the storm that hit Texas, it also impacted my facility in Memphis, Tennessee. I have a Dallas facility. I have a Memphis facility. Both of them were impacted just last month by that major snowstorm that hit an area of the country not used to dealing with it. My Memphis facility was essentially shut down for a week, in large part because people's pipes broke and there was no water pressure. And no one could get anywhere because they don't have sufficient snowplow capacity. Now, during normal times, that wouldn't have been a huge impact. But given how tight that supply chain was already, that created a problem. So speaking of what you're saying, Ben, the inventories aren't there. So people don't have the ability to fall back on that cushion. And there isn't excess capacity floating around in the freight network. And there isn't a ton of excess capacity in the parcel network. So if you toss in something like, 5 to 7 days extra of delay by having to go around the southern tip of Africa, you start looking at some more negative impacts on supply chain, more potential for really odd outcomes in the retail world. So I feel like we're in a tight place still.
Not a good time to be losing the Memphis hub if you're FedEx, and Louisville had issues. And honestly, that created a week of inertia trying to move stuff. Everybody got backed up around that. They're just too big to lose those big hubs.
Well, and Jimmy, you know as well as I do, the postal hub in Memphis is crucial for all the priority mail activity.
Oh, absolutely.
The Memphis hub for FedEx is crucial.
That's the one, yeah.
And there's a more than tiny UPS facility there as well. So there's a lot that got impacted there, and we were just digging out of that, and then the Suez thing happened.
Well, we haven't even talked yet about what's going to happen at the ports when that backup tries to get in and get processed. There aren't enough containers to begin with. There aren't enough spaces on the ships, and now we've got this glut of incoming freight. Just keep adding insult to injury over and over and over again.
Well, Jeremy, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Ben, the first thing that flagged us that we were looking at a potential Shipageddon was the container imbalance that happened in April and May of last year, where everything turned back on. Retail got really exciting in the U.S., and empty containers were going all over the world. That's a really unusual situation to have boats carrying empty containers all over the place. But the imbalance in container caused by first the shutdown in China and then the huge retail demand in the U.S. was our first flag of, oh no, there's something bad that's about to happen.
Right.